Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jerry Conway, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter. Damn straight.
Peters, hairy men. Yeah, got it. We got it all this episode. Welcome back to the Ultimate Spider-Cast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, again, that deadly menace from the south of the border. It is. And Lilith is extra excited because the moment, I don't know if it's what you've been waiting for, but she is the end of the Lobo Brothers war.
I mean, it does end pretty spectacularly.
Or web up. That's right, kids. It all comes down to the final two issues, Spectacular Spider-Man 154 and Web of Spider-Man 55. All right, so yes, this is all. Well, this will be our penultimate episode for the month. Take a drink, future Lilith. But
yay! And present day Lilith. Here we go.
Yes, because next week will be our 250th episode. And again, kids, no Scarlet Spider episode this month, but that means next month you'll get 2 Scarlet Spider episodes.
Double the trouble, double the fun.
Which means Lilith will only have to do 2 episodes. The other only have to do 2 episodes of Spider-Cast next month.
I mean, it's a bummer because it's Gobble month. So.
I know. Well, you can join me and Justin when we talk some Mackindale.
I think 2 is enough. 2 is enough.
Lilith's like, I don't miss it that bad.
I'll let Justin enjoy his first Gobble month.
Oh my.
I don't know if it's his first, but you know.
Well, on the podcast, yes.
Gobble.
We should get the King Gobbler himself.
Gobble.
Yeah, if we could.
You better send in some feedback.
Oh, I should say, you should send it the Bo shows. I mean, come on, Ray. We're keeping this alive for you. Come on.
I know, literally, it's like a joke, and it's like 5 years later we're still doing.
Oh, Ray.
Talking about some petty and salty behavior, bro.
I know, man. We'll drive a joke into the ground. Just yeah, that's how salty and petty we are. Check out the show, kids.
Gobble.
All right, so should we get to these issues? Sure.
I'm clawing for it, bro.
Oh. All right, the first issue, Spectacular Spider-Man 154 from September 1989. And again, the title, Claws. Writer, of course, yes, friend of the show, Jerry Conway. Friend of the show and enemy to blondes everywhere, Jerry Conway.
Lover of bridges and hater of blondes, the man himself.
Penciler and inker getting them shekels, Sal Buscema. Colors Bob Sharon, letter Rick Parker, and editor Jim Salicrup.
Puma?
Puma, Jerry, Puma. With a gang war looming, isn't it always, Spider-Man gets the latest edition of the Daily Bugle to catch up on the news. He reads...
I mean, there's nothing but propaganda in that one at this point, for sure, Pete.
Yeah. Spider-Man, Threat, Menace. Yeah. He reads J. Jonah Jameson's account of his rescue from captivity after being the prisoner of the Chameleon. Spider-Man is unsurprised that Jameson kept Spider-Man's involvement out of the paper.
This is petty behavior, Phil. This is king petty behavior.
He said it was a passerby, but meanwhile Jameson was locked up in the closet of his bed,
crying and whimpering. I know.
And someone was just passing by in his penthouse. Suddenly, because again, this thing's hit or miss. This story, The wall crawler's spider sense begins to go off,
It's ting ting ting-a-lid, ting ting ting-a-lid.
warning him of a limo that is driving by.
Hey, if Seinfeld taught us anything, we should definitely be leery of limos. You never know when a cell phone, a daily planner can hit you in the head, you know?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the one where they take the limo back from the airport and it turns out to be
Never
Nazis.
take a limo that does not belong to you also, yes.
Yes.
Taught us many important lessons about limos. You're right, Philip. You're right.
That's right. Seinfeld. Oh my God. We could do themes. It's like every episode of Seinfeld that dealt with limos. Okay, Crowl. Deciding to check this out, Spider-Man follows the limo all the way to the New York offices of Fireheart Industries.
Oh.
Yeah. He then witnesses Thomas Fireheart emerge from the limo and laments he is going to have to give up his dinner date with Mary Jane to find out why the Puma is back in town.
Uh-oh.
Meanwhile, at their Long Island mansion, Hammerhead loses his temper, smashing a table with his bare hands. His partner, the Chameleon, tells Hammerhead to calm down as they are only dealing with a minor setback.
This is a pair, bro. Look at this art. Hammerhead and Chameleon. Look at it. This is ridiculous. This is getting out of hand.
Looks like a bad Dick Tracy novel in here.
Seriously.
Yeah, see?
Oh, we should do that movie one day.
Dick Tracy? Okay. Oh, it's been a long time since I watched that. Yeah, let's do that.
Dick Tracy, Roger. Like, let's just go back to the classics.
Oh my God. And then we can legitimately say Dick every 2 seconds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Still, Hammerhead is furious that their plans to set the Kingpin against the Lobo Brothers at each other's throats, and it was all ruined thanks to Spider-Man, who also
You would have got away with it, too, if it wasn't for that meddling, flipping Spider-Man.
Exactly. Who also managed to free J. Jonah Jameson. However, the Chameleon assures him that it's not quite over with yet. Before Hammerhead can find out what his partner has in mind, they're interrupted by the arrival of Vermicelli, one of the Kingpin's top lieutenants.
Like the noodle.
Oh, you mean like Fusilli Jerry?
Exactly.
1 in a million shot, Doc. 1 in a million shot. By this point, the Chameleon has disguised himself as the Arranger. He inquired. Oh boy! Hey man, hey, a C-lister disguise himself as a D-lister. Come on.
I know.
He inquires as to where the Kingpin could have disappeared to, but Vermicelli has no leads. He tells the lieutenant that any news should be communicated to him of any new developments. After Vermicelli is gone, the Chameleon drops his disguise, explaining to Hammerhead that his adoption of the Arranger's identity has more than made up for the loss of Jameson. Later, at the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson orders Kate Cushing to get him Nick Katzenberg.
More like Kate pushing, but you ain't hearing from me.
Whoa! Whoa. He also sends Glory Grant out to get him a fresh box of cigars.
Poor Glory.
So remember in 1989 when characters could
You can
smoke?
just smoke in public, bro, and kill everybody else along with yourself? Yeah.
Especially in a
like, literally, secondhand smoke's worse for people than the regular cigarette. Like, that's crazy. Oh, shout out to Denny's where they used to have the smoke rooms in the back and the windows just were disgusting. I do not miss looking at that.
Remember you go into like a Denny's
The
or like
room.
or a McDonald's and just the ashtray.
Oh, the ashtray. I want one just for poops and giggles so bad. I'm gonna go on eBay and get one day. I swear. That is pure nostalgia right there.
Lilith needs a nostalgic ashtray for certain burning materials, kids. So if you have one, let us know.
I'll pay fair market value.
Oh my. Glory bumps into Katzenberg on her way out. Nick is worried that his job at the Bugle was in jeopardy now that
he should be.
Now that the real J. Jonah Jameson is back in charge. Kate is concerned about how skittish Glory is behaving and wonders if it has anything to do with her new boyfriend. Well, yeah, figure. Is he a bad guy? I heard he's wild like an animal.
Wild like an animal.
I heard they had a howling good time.
I heard he always wants her down on all fours.
Well, that's kind of where she belongs. But,
Oh, damn! Burn. She puts these thoughts aside to sit in on Jameson's meeting with Katzenberg. Jameson is furious at the quality of Nick Katzenberg's photos. You know, these are almost as bad as...
I was gonna say, how bad does it have to be? These we know his are bad.
I was gonna say, these are almost as bad as Parker's. Except for the fact that they capture Spider-Man clinging to a blood-splattered window outside of the Kingpin's office.
Aha!
See last episode, kids. Much to Cushing's surprise, Jameson intends to keep Katzenberg on as he will help boost circulation. Oh my.
Of what?
Well, for the newspaper, you perv. Katzenberg improves the circulation of the newspaper, and Marla improves the circulation of something else. After sending Kate and Nick away, Jameson turns his attention to a letter from his broker advising him that unknown overseas accounts are buying into the Daily Bugle in what appears to be a hostile takeover of the newspaper.
This story looming in the background.
Boy, I wonder if this is connected to any other subplot this issue. Jameson considers this and vows that whoever is responsible will not be getting his newspaper without a fight. Get off my lawn. At that moment, at a woman's gym, wait a minute. You can have your own gym?
It was Curves.
Oh, okay.
We've always kind of had to have our own things because, you know, some men are disgusting. Not all men, but some men are disgusting pervs that will leer at you. And it's even worse now. Like, if you ever go on social media and people are, like, just filming other people, like, that's so rude. Ugh.
I know. It's supposed to be a judgment-free zone. Come on.
Exactly. Shout out to Planet Fitness if they want to sponsor us.
Yes, please. Come work out and make our...
January's coming up, you know, I'm just saying, just throwing it out there.
Come on, Planet Fitness, make our Patreon healthy. Mary Jane and her friend Regina are exercising. When Regina...
Let's get... It's like the shot of freaking Crusher and Troy from Star Trek Next Generation.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, it just popped into my head, but that's what it's giving.
Yeah, baby.
When Regina...
Only 90s kids can relate.
Oh, wait, you're dating a Trill? What? You're welcome, Noel. When Regina learns that Mary Jane is having trouble finding a job, when they head out, Mary Jane explains that her modeling career was derailed by Jonathan Caesar. Here we go again. Hearing Mary Jane's story, Regina thinks that her friend is just being paranoid and offers her the number of a therapist.
Damn, she said, bitch, you neurotic. Get some help.
You paranoid.
I mean, it is New York. Everybody's in therapy in New York because it's New York, to be fair.
Yeah, she was all like, you know what, don't stink, okay? Does stink, you know?
I don't like Regina. Where's the other friend? The drug, at least the drug addicted friend was nice.
I know. Oh, we'll get to that story. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if we ever see Regina again, so maybe she did kick her to the curb.
It's like, you know what? She gave me she's talking to Peter, and that bitch gave me the number to a therapist. We live in Marvel's New York, and she thinks I'm being paranoid.
I know. There's like mutants and Asgardians running around, and it's like, oh no. Some rich guy, some parents obsessed rich guy? No, that's unheard of.
That's a bridge too far. And I'm like, bad friend.
All right, brace yourself, Ray. I wonder if Bruce made Regina disappear.
Batman, my favorite character.
I was just watching the animated series where it's like the first time Batman meets Catwoman. I love that beginning where she scratches him. He's like, hey. Like, oh, that really hurt.
Hey.
He's like, I'm gonna have to trim your claws. I was like, ooh, tension.
Oh my. Heading home alone, Mary Jane reflects on the troubles that she and Peter have been having recently. Namely, having to move in with Peter's Aunt May and the discovery that her cousin Christy has an eating disorder. At least...
Yikes. I mean, like, come on. Like, they're already living with Aunt May and they send the little cousin to live. That was too much.
Yeah, they cousin Oliver their asses.
For real, for no reason. Who was that for?
I know. Okay, as a young girl, would you have identified with Christy? No.
No, she was annoying as hell, bro.
At least she is looking forward to having dinner with her husband. However, that's when Spider-Man appears and gives her a message from her husband telling her that something has come up. Yeah, that's not going to look suspicious. Mary Jane resigns to this
Peter Parker's getting...
and watches as Spider-Man swings away.
Spider-Man's got your girl.
You better not be having dinner with a cougar. No, it's a puma.
Puma, MJ, Puma.
Remember that guy that sent us on a honeymoon? He's back. Spider-Man then swings over to Fireheart Industries and breaks into Thomas's office in order to find out why he is in New York City. I love how we're just like...
He wants some salsa, obviously.
You know why? Because everyone likes to say salsa. Wait. Boy, we're really Seinfelding up the place this episode.
It's Spider-Man. If no place else deserves it, it's Spider-Man. Man, we should do on Salty and Petty iconic commercials of the 90s.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I know that was on the list once upon a time.
Yes. Yeah, let's.
I think it's time.
I think a lot of iconic 90s fill in the blank is on the list.
Well, duh. That's the principle of that show, basically.
Pretty much. As he begins to look through Fireheart's files, but is caught in the act by the Puma. His sometimes foe is furious that the hero is interfering in his affairs again. Spider-Man explains that he just wants to talk, but the Puma decides to attack. Spider-Man tries to reason with the Puma, but the man-beast isn't willing to listen. The wall crawl...
Not better than being a man-thing, that's all I can say.
Oh, boy. That's right, kids. Check out Marvel Tales episode 45 and 46. Oh, boy. The man thing. Oh, boy. Too bad it's not March, though.
Man thing, March! Oh, boy!
I gotta cut that March out. Alright, the wall crawler doesn't understand the Puma's code of honor, which doesn't surprise the Puma. The Pharaoh warrior isn't surprised, considering how Caucasians took over the land.
Whoa!
That's what it says.
Babes, can you look in that mirror just real quick? Just real quick.
Who, me?
No. Like, I've never seen... Never mind.
Well,
I'll leave it alone.
It's
it all goes back to,
artistic.
Miguel O'Hara. Like, come on.
It's artistic.
It's like, they can't help it. They can't help it.
Took over the land of his people and have no concept of honor. Spider-Man hopes to keep...
I mean, he's not wrong, but like...
Yeah.
I mean, ooh, that kind of hits a little hard right now, but I'll leave that alone.
Spider-Man hopes to keep the Puma talking as his foe is much stronger than him. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Manhattan, the Arranger is at a gun shop where he has procured some silver bullets.
Nice.
Which he hopes he can use against the Lobo Brothers, which we're gonna...
It's like, babes, if they're mutants, like...
That's true. Yeah, I mean, a bullet's still a bullet, though.
Yeah, so get silver. Save yourself some money. And you should never go to a store to do that. You should just melt down your own silver. I'm just saying.
It's the Arranger. Come on.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Probably can't even mix his own...
That's just a life pro tip. Make your own bullets. Keep the government out of your business.
I was going to say, it's the Arranger. He probably can't even make his own, mixed drinks.
Soup.
And he's going to making his own bullets. Come on, Lo.
It's almost as easy as making soup. Just a little more dangerous. Just a little more high temperature. That's all.
Gunpowder. Testing out one of the bullets, the Arranger is satisfied with his purchase. Yeah, blows up the head of a mannequin.
Poor man. F in the chat for the mannequin.
Perfectly good sex doll down the drain, huh?
Turn of the century will have a word about this.
Oh my! Clayface 3 will have a word with you. Elsewhere, Glory Grant is walking the street.
Yep, Glory Hole Grant. I told y'all.
Shut up, I knew you were going there. Lost in thought. Yes, not thoughts, thought. Lost in thought over her feelings towards Eduardo Lobo. Her thoughts are interrupted by Eduardo himself. She begs him to swear off this gang war against the Kingpin. He assures her that soon it will all be over. It will be. And they will then be able to focus only on their love for each other.
F in the chat. F in the chat.
Oh, Glory. You know how we're going to celebrate our victory.
They're gonna go out, get a doggy bag to go, and then come home and do a doggy style, obviously.
Oh, nice. He's gonna play the role of the fur carpet. Back at Fireheart Industries, the Puma knocks Spider-Man out the window, as he always does. Spider-Man struggles with the Puma as he desperately shoots a web line and saves them from the fatal fall. At the last moment, Spider-Man manages to swing them onto a nearby rooftop, but the fall is rough for the wall crawler. Spider-Man asks Puma why he has returned to New York. The Puma explains that he had come to repay a debt of honor following their last encounter. However, now that Spider-Man is well, we'll get there too. However, now that Spider-Man has intruded on his property, he is no longer willing to be so generous. The two begin fighting again, but the wall crawler eventually turns things around on the Puma by attaching a web line onto his foe's chest and then jumping over the edge.
Talk about a sticky situation.
Oh my. Right in the chest.
Ooh.
Better in the face, isn't it?
Neither is preferable.
Yeah, but at least you're not near your eyes or nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. You and your... Oh, here.
Not in the face! Yep. So many drops, so little time.
Exactly.
That taste is still in my mouth.
Spider-Man then threatens to pull Puma over the edge. Again, he demands to know why Puma is back. I love how Puma's like, you'll fall to your death too. He's like, buddy, remember, I stick the walls, dumbass, okay?
Spider-Man, it's in the name, it's implied.
Again, he demands to know why the Puma is back. All Puma will say is that it is a matter of honor and leaps away and ducks into the night. Racked with pain, Spider-Man climbs back up to the roof and regrets this battle, thinking he should have went to dinner with his wife as planned.
You think, George?
Oh, yeah, he could have got more pleasurable pain, you know?
I don't know. Mary Jane's been pretty pissy lately, so I don't know.
Yeah, dig those nails in harder.
Phil, keep your kinks to yourself. No shame, but keep them to yourself.
Oh my. I was going to say, A2.
It's my
territory! A2, mannequin bleeper.
Anatomically correct robot in progress. I'll have you know.
An extra piston on that robot, eh? 20 minutes later, Peter Parker goes to the hospital to check on Mary Jane's cousin Christy. There he finds Christy's doctor with Aunt May, but there's no sign of Mary Jane. Dr. Ransom tells Peter that although Christy is recovering well, she refuses to admit that she is bulimic, and until she accepts her condition, they can't help her.
That's not true. They throw a tube in your ass and put you in a medically induced coma, but that's not in my business.
I don't think
I guess because she's 13, they can't do. Maybe they can't do that.
And again, eventually, even if they get her back to health, I mean, you got to deal with
the
mental, yeah.
Yeah, you need a therapist, and it's
Yep.
It's rough. It's just so random they put this in. I literally cannot figure this out. That's what we should ask Jerry about. We wasted it on fucking Gwen Stacy.
Wow!
We should ask about.
Clicks and views, Low Hellfire. Clicks and views. Again, maybe Jerry's just thinking, model, she wants to be like Mary Jane, models, eating disorders.
It's just so random. Yes, boys get eating disorders too, but they tend to have different body dysmorphia issues. I'm literally thinking, who is this for?
I mean, I swear I've heard it somewhere before, I don't know if they still do, but back in the day, there's some models that kill their appetite. They were eating cotton or I forget what they were. It's just
cotton, smoking cigarettes, and drinking champagne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in everyone's favorite dietary aid.
Everyone loves cocaine.
Yeah. Listen, you can say what you want about the 70s, but man, they were having a good damn time in the 70s.
Sideburns and cocaine everywhere.
Everyone loves cocaine.
As far as the eye could see, the music was great, the bell bottoms were cool. I'm just saying.
It was a hairy time.
It felt like people were getting along better than they are today. I mean, there was still some effed up stuff going on, but still, I just felt like
they were all high. They're all high, that's why.
The vibes were just a little bit better, man.
It was way, I don't know. Don't you think it was a little too hairy?
You know what? Honestly, I could have dealt with that.
Even the
honestly, they still have actual legitimate, adult movie houses. They don't have that anymore. I was born in the wrong era. There, I'll say it. I said it.
I don't know. It was a little too hairy. Even those genitals had sideburns.
It's natural, Phil. Like, honestly, I don't agree with everybody being smooth everywhere anymore. It's when you start thinking about it in the implications, but how it translates to mainstream, it's just kind of gross.
But at least trim.
You do you. No judgments. Your judgment-free zone.
All right,
we're working on that Planet Fitness money. Judgment-free zone.
All right, Lil sitting on Don King's head. All right, let's go. All right.
No, not me. I mean, like I said, whatever you want to do personally.
Yeah, true. They go in to see Christy, and she dismisses her condition, pointing out that a model needs to be thin. Aunt May can't listen to this anymore and leaves the room in tears. She's like, all I had to deal with you was you sitting in your room, and
she's like, this is why I'm glad I have a nephew.
All I had to deal with you was masturbating 20 times, you know. Every surface was sticky. This worries Peter as he fears that for his Aunt May's health. Peter tells Christy that he needs to go and leaves her alone, telling her to listen to her doctor. After Peter is gone, Christy removes her IV so she can get some candy bars out of the vending machine. She intends to binge and purge again, convinced that nobody will find out. Peter returns to Aunt May's where he waits up for his wife. Mary Jane eventually returns home at midnight. She tells Peter that she and Regina went dancing as she needed to blow off some steam. She tells her husband that she feels so overwhelmed and asks him to say he loves her and that everything is going to be okay. Peter does so. However, on the nearby coffee table rests the latest edition of the Daily Bugle with a front page story about the mob war.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which again, we'll get to the end of in a few minutes here, kids.
You know, maybe it was a personal story throwing Christy in there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
that's the best I can come up with.
Yeah, or it's one of those,
maybe they got paid for it. I don't know.
Educational.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it might have been personal, or just it's like, oh hey, you know, Mary Jane lives in the
You know what?
world.
I feel like in the 80s that was like a big thing too, like because Tracy Gold had that issue.
Yeah.
A couple of like famous people during that time had that issue.
Yes.
So. Yes. Maybe.
Yep.
Like I said, it's just one of those things where it's just like, why?
Yeah, poor Tracy Gold. Weren't they like making?
Yeah, Kirk Cameron's the devil. That's when we shouldn't have known he was the devil.
Making cracks about her weight and stuff, and she
was tiny. She was never fat.
No, you look at that show.
That's like when they called Jessica Simpson fat, and she was a size fucking 4. Like the late 90s and early 2000s, man. Oh man. Oh, terrible time to be a human being.
Oh,
Heroin chic, they called it. Terrible.
I know the Puma's not your favorite. I do like that cover. The cover though, the one.
Oh no, I love the cover.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Just leaping across that office. Yeah. They're like, hey, dummy, you're trashing your own office. You know.
No forethought. He's a man beast after all. Hank McCoy would like his shtick back, please.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh, they tried to
like an animal.
Why are they trying to make Hank evil? Like, what is up with that, by the way?
I don't know. Again, they're all going to turn out to be plant clones anyway, but so were they just like, okay, here's how it's going to end, so just do what you want. I'm like, we already have an evil beast, right? We're a dark beast. I keep waiting for them to say.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, I thought I was tripping.
I keep waiting for them to say, oh no, Dark Beast took his place. Okay, that makes sense.
No, but I'm pretty sure they're two still separate entities. So.
No.
It's really starting to piss me off because like he doesn't deserve that.
I'm hoping we get to the end of the Krakoa stuff because again now everyone's scattered, a la Chris Claremont. So
what a waste of frickin' time. Anyway, let's get to Web of Spider-Man 55, shall we?
All right, kids.
Showdown, hoedown.
It all comes down.
Yeah!
It all comes down to this. Look at that cover. Floating heads, not of guilt, but.
Look at him!
Yeah, it's hiding under one of Kingpin's chins.
It's like, bro, that's the definition of smooth brain right there. Look at that top.
Oh my!
No thoughts, just vibes. That's Hammerhead.
Jameson up in the right corner, chomping on that cigar.
He's like, yes, excellent.
Katzenberg down at the bottom of
where he belongs. Talk about your D-list freaking villains, rogues gallery.
I know. Oh god, Glory's on there. Both the Lobo brothers. Finally coloring them right. One has blue fur, one has brown fur. Come on.
Man, the one with the blue fur must be mad. It's like I can't get a normal color, bro. Couldn't be gray, white.
I know. Eduardo shouldn't be blue. He's got Glory, right? See, Carlos was just like, man, let's kill, man. I'm frustrated. Let's kill. All right. Web of Spider.
Relatable content.
Whoa. Oh, please. You just don't want... You're picky. You're an attractive young woman. If you go out, you're going to get something, you know?
The bar's in hell, Phil. The bar's in
well, that's true. You're like, as long as they don't talk, maybe, but...
Yeah, to quote Chris Rock, just don't say nothing stupid. And they just can't not say nothing stupid.
Oh my god.
Like I said, the bar is in hell, man.
Oh my god, you hear that? Jada Pinkett Smith revealed her and Will Smith have been like separated for years.
Oh, do you want to do a topic? Because I know something about that.
Oh, I mean, we can.
That she's not telling the truth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because everyone, it's like, well, so what the hell was with that slap?
Remind me on the next Salty and Petty. We can do a little Jada Pinkett Smith section.
Okay. All right, kids. Web of Spider-Man 55 from October 1989. All right, Showdown. Writer Jerry Conway once again. Penciler Ray, pay attention, Alex Saviuk.
Saviuk? Where's our Saviuk drop, damn it?
Okay.
Oh, good for Keith Williams.
We need to turn off Marvel Snap to get that drop. Inker Keith Williams, colorist Bob Sharon, letterer Rick Parker, and editor Jim Salicrup. Oh my god, they were doing like the Predator and Prey podcast. I think what was it last night? And like even Noel's like, Ray's like podcasting from his car.
His wife's like, I've had enough of the Marvel Snap. He's just trying to sneak in.
Oh, well, that's why I even commented on their Facebook video. I'm like, yeah, he's sitting in the car playing Marvel Snap while he's podcasting.
It's really got a hold of him.
Exactly. Got any more of that Marvel Snap? And as he's sitting there going, it's not Snap.
What is it called?
Is it Marvel?
I thought it was. I looked it up, but it's Marvel. They do have Marvel.
I know they do have Marvel Snap, but I just say that because it's funnier. But is there a Marvel Legends something? It's something.
It's that because Marvel Snap is like basically Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, where you're like collecting the cards. So I was like, he's addicted to that. No,
it's a different Marvel game.
Oh, okay.
Because every so often you'll see, I beat this so and so with this character, and it's like, oh, okay. All right, the gang war between the Lobo Brothers and the Kingpin has erupted on the streets of New York City. Under the full moon, the Lobo Brothers, in full werewolf form, wage a bloody battle with the Kingpin's enforcers in the middle of Times Square. Arriving on the scene, Spider-Man works to save lives and minimize violence. When some machine gun fire loosens a theater marquee, Spider-Man uses all his strength to prevent it from falling on the crowd below. As he is doing so, the wall crawler's spider sense goes off. Looking across the street, he sees Nick Katzenberg, the trashy tabloid photographer, taking photos of the carnage.
Yeah, that would make my spider sense go off. I freaking hate Katzenberg.
I want you to die sense is going off.
It's ting ting ting-a-lid, ting ting ting-a-lid. It's the rage monitor. It's the rage sensor.
Exactly. With the mobsters fleeing the scene, Spider-Man goes up to the rooftops. He's upset that Katzenberg is still working for the Daily Bugle, even though he was hired by the Chameleon when he was posing as Jameson. Pulling off his mask, Peter knows that there is one person that can potentially end this gang war. Jonah's secretary, Glory Grant, who is in a relationship with Eduardo Lobo. Alright, so we're pinning all the hopes of ending this gang war on Glory Grant.
Listen, this is why I'm convinced her full name was Glory Hole Grant. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, you think about it. I mean, there is, she does have a certain hold on him.
Sway?
Maybe she can end this gang war.
Gobble, gobble.
Although, you gotta convince Carlos, too, so I don't know.
Well, you just kill Carlos. He's not gonna let his brother be happy. He ain't got a woman. Come on, you know how that goes.
Oh, that's true.
Gobble, gobble.
Paging Joy Mercado.
Exactly.
Is that a newspaper running Jonah or the House of Ill Repute?
I mean, either way, Jameson's getting paid. And Betty Brant. Let's not forget Queen Mother.
She'd take control. She could take control of the Lobo Brothers mob. You know how.
Yeah, that's who's gonna end this war.
She could end that. Oh, she could easily end that Lobo Brothers war.
I wonder if my wrist is ready for
that. Later, a van pulls up in the alley next to a vintage hotel. From within come the Lobo Brothers, who revert back to human form as the sun begins to rise. Getting dressed, the pair goes back up to their room where Glory Grant waits for Eduardo's return. That morning, the Arranger is overseeing the repairs on Fisk Tower following an attack by the Lobo Brothers. He is afraid that the Lobos will kill him because it was he who arranged the botched assassination attempt on the two brothers. He has now started carrying a gun to protect himself. This is a concern for later, as he also must prepare himself for the Kingpin's wrath. When the crime boss returns to his office, he startles the Arranger, who pulls his gun. The Kingpin tells his minion to put the gun away or he will ram it down his throat.
Damn! Not everybody's that hungry, bro.
Oh!
Hungry for hard steel in the throat, you know?
Hell, I was going to say, he's going to ram a gun down his throat.
Fisk has got a gun.
I was going to say, well, it has to be the Arranger's gun, because when's the last time Fisk could find his gun? The Arranger is...
Are you saying Wilson Fisk has a dicky do?
I mean...
Does Bud gets more sun than his dicky do? Yeah.
Oh my! The Arranger is surprised to see his master back, but the Kingpin explains that he has returned to end this gang war and orders a meeting with the Lobo Brothers to be arranged. One of the workers...
He doesn't have a mustache tutorial, so it doesn't really quite work.
Oh my. One of the workers overhears this and finds this bit of information of interest. Leaving the work site, this worker changes into the Chameleon and meets with his partner, Hammerhead. He tells his partner what is happening and how they can use this meeting to ambush the two gangs and seize control of the underworld for the Magia.
2 G's. 2 G's, no F.
Oh, no one's about to give an F. All right.
Yeah, truly.
That afternoon, both Nick Katzenberg and Peter Parker are competing with each other to get J. Jonah Jameson to buy their photos of the previous evening's violence. Jonah...
What is this, Night Stalker?
Jonah finds himself beside himself. What? He can choose Katzenberg's pictures, which suggest that Spider-Man is threatening the crowd, or Parker's, which show the truth. Before he can
Sensationalism! It's the 80s!
That's right. Before he can make up his mind, Kate Cushing enters the room and threatens to quit if the publisher chooses Katzenberg's photos. F you, Nick. Frustrated, Jameson concedes and decides to run Parker's photos. After they leave the office, Joy Mercado pulls Peter aside to ask Peter to talk to Glory about her relationship with Eduardo Lobo.
Who is Pete to talk to anybody about any relationship?
They used to be neighbors.
I know, but still.
I know.
Pete's relationships are always in shambles.
Well, at this point, he's married to a model. Come on.
And they're not happy, and it's clear they're not happy.
Well, I mean, what kind of life is Joy Mercado living if she thinks Peter Parker's the expert on relationships?
Exactly. Like, oh, Joy, you need to leave the city immediately.
I mean, I think somebody's doing something off of Joy, you know?
Oh, I'm going to wear... Everyone loves cocaine.
I'm not saying she flies.
Bring back side characters, Spider-Man. Right?
Exactly. That's what I keep screaming. Unaware that Nick Katzenberg is listening in and looking to capitalize on the situation. Seeing that Glory is at her desk, Peter tries to talk to her, but based on how miserable she looks, he doesn't know what to say and quickly leaves because he has to meet up with Mary Jane. When she asks him for advice, he tells Glory to follow her heart.
Boo!
Wrong
answer, bud.
Remember that answer. Remember that, kids. Follow your heart.
Idiot.
Peter rushes to the apartment that they are going to see in Hell's Kitchen. It sees that it is a total dump. Mary Jane is discouraged because their life seems to be going well through their marriage until her modeling career dried up.
Yep. She was paying the bills. I told you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're going to have to learn how to take better pictures, bud.
Peter tries to cheer her up with romance.
Is that what the kids are calling it? Okay.
So, talk about Peter Porker. Pointing out that this is the first time they've had a moment of privacy since her cousin Christy came to live with them.
It was like not the time to be talking about Christy, babes.
No.
She's in the hospital. Like, come on.
Anyhow, let's get
Read
you,
the room.
Let's get you in the mood. Let me talk about your 13-year-old cousin. Yeah. This reminds Mary Jane that Christy is currently in the hospital getting treatment for her eating disorder.
Yeah, great job, Pete. Smooth move, XX.
Oh,
Ooh.
my.
Maybe not use that phrase right now. My bad.
At dusk, Spider-Man is staking out Glory Grant's apartment and watches her enter a van driven by the Lobo Brothers. Inside... don't judge.
No judgment.
We're a judgment-free zone.
Exactly.
Inside the van, Carlos thinks bringing Glory is a bad idea. But Eduardo assures him that there will be no more violence as they are going to broker peace with the Kingpin.
Sure.
When the van drives off, it's Marvel, New York. What could go wrong? When the van drives...
Funny thing happened on the way to the meeting with the Kingpin.
No, oh my God. Russell, I dare you to have an episode of any of your shows that's titled "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Kingpin's Titties." When the van drives off, Spider-Man follows after it, vowing to end things this evening once and for all. The wall crawler follows the Lobos all the way to Flushing's Meadow Park at the site of the 1964 World's Fair. And someone's about to find out the world is not fair.
Nice.
Thank you. There he waits for the Kingpin arrival, and he sets up his automatic camera to take photos. The Kingpin...
That's why those photos are so terrible. I bet you that sensor on the camera is awfully small.
Oh, you said his sensor's small.
What? The bigger the sensor, more the light. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I didn't think you did light. The Kingpin tells the Lobo Brothers that he wants to end the gang war and asks the Lobo Brothers for their price. The Lobos insist that they want the Kingpin's assistant, the Arranger, since he was the one who organized the hit on the Lobos. However, before the Kingpin can make a decision, Hammerhead's men come racing onto the scene with guns blazing. Like the first time the Arrangers had all these weapons trained on him, going, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
As everyone runs for cover, the Lobo Brothers accuse the Kingpin of setting them up, an accusation the crime boss flatly denies. He's like, you don't notice they're shooting at me too? Should have been like, I'm a much bigger target than you. His point is proved when the gunmen begin firing at the Kingpin and his men as well. As the moon begins to rise, Eduardo goes back to his van and helps Glory under it for cover. As he turns into his werewolf form, Eduardo tells Glory that he loves her.
We'll talk about your kiss and death. Spoilers.
Eduardo then leaps at the Arranger, blaming him for everything that happened. However, before the werewolf can gore him, Spider-Man leaps in the way. In the struggle, the Arranger drops his gun and it slides under the van near Glory.
Chekhov's gun!
Chekhov silver bullets. Spider-Man tries to convince Eduardo that he has come to make sure peace is made, telling him not to let Hammerhead and his men ruin this chance. Don't let that knucklehead, don't let the knucklehead ruin it. Yes, knucklehead. He looks like a knuckle. However, this ambush has convinced Carlos that the meeting was pointless. Not far away, the Chameleon and Hammerhead watch and figure out how to divide up Manhattan when they have eliminated their competition. While Spider-Man struggles with Eduardo, Carlos tries to attack the Kingpin. However, the Fat Man had prepared for this and strikes the werewolf with a cane tipped with silver, knocking Carlos unconscious. Wow, the price of silver is going up this issue.
Oh, yeah.
With Hammerhead's men dead or unconscious, the Kingpin decides it is time to go, leaving Spider-Man's fate to Eduardo Lobo. As Spider-Man struggles with Eduardo, the mobster gives into his animal lust. Well, isn't that what we did before the meeting?
She must have not drained the vein properly.
Oh, burn.
Still had some poison left.
That's right. Watching from nearby, Glory Grant fearfully tries to figure out what to do. Glory takes the Arranger's gun and fires. The silver bullet loaded in the weapon strikes Eduardo in the back, killing him. As Glory goes to him, Spider-Man begins to recover from the attack. He is suddenly ambushed by Carlos, but knocks him out with a single punch.
One-shotted. Embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, give him the old Guy Gardner. As Eduardo reverts back to human form, Glory realizes that Eduardo is dead. Spider-Man tries to console the distraught woman, saying her action saved his life. Much to his surprise, Glory says that she wasn't aiming at Eduardo, she was aiming at him.
Damn! That's why Pete don't give advice no more, bruh.
Yeah. She explains her friend Peter Parker told her to follow her heart, and her heart told her to stay with Eduardo. As Spider-Man stands over her in silence, the entire...
He was like, this bitch!
The entire ordeal... You know what? I always thought it's like, you know, how would she have felt if he would have ripped off that mask and be like, really? What if you would have hit me?
She still would have said Pete's not a good friend anyways.
Well, he ain't giving her the D, you know?
Peter's parking his Peter somewhere else, you know?
Whoa! In a little red house. And her heart told her to stay with Eduardo. Spider-Man stands over her in silence. The entire ordeal had been witnessed by Nick Katzenberg, who photographed the entire scene.
He was like, J. Jonah Jameson gonna love this.
He gloats about J. Jonah Jameson not being able to turn him down this time. Alright, kids, there it is.
Woohoo! We did it, boys! We made it through!
But not so fast. Although he dies here, Eduardo is resurrected years later in Clone Conspiracy number 2.
Like I said, it's always a clone or a horny Doombot or a time variant.
or a horny clone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Marvel's New York. Anything goes, bud.
Did it get back with Glory?
It wasn't that bad. It did drag on in some places, but it wasn't that bad.
Well, again, it seems like it's a certain point, like things were going smoothly back and forth, and Conway's still writing both books, but it seemed like the Lobo Brothers stuff kind of shifted to pretty much just web, because, I mean, look at the Spectacular issue this time. We were basically dealing with Puma.
Yeah.
I mean, setting up things to come, but it's like, instead of the Lobo Brothers stuff going back and forth, they kind of just shifted it over to web.
Thank goodness. I think it worked out better that way.
I think
it was
so.
getting to be too busy, just putting it, trying to do the back and forth, where if you just like kind of separate it out, and also it just kind of cliffhangers in better to make you want to read web, where it feels like, you're only getting half a story, you're actually, you know what I mean? You have to get the other one, but like in the method, I think it just was figuring out how to do it, basically.
Yeah, I guess there was a lot going on, because we didn't even get any Joe Robertson this time.
Exactly. So like, while it always felt like action-packed and things were happening, but I did feel like too much was happening. And that's just from me reading so many modern comic books where everything's so damn slow. But I think he wanted to pace himself better at the end of the day. Or maybe the editor told him to pace himself. You're giving him too much. You're giving him too much.
Hey-oh.
You gotta make him pay!
Or again, too, I mean, you got 2 books. You can use one to set up stuff to come, like the Puma stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Overall, not bad. Solid B- story overall, I think. I just, it's just a shame about the Lobo Brothers. Like, it's just no forethought there. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, babes. Their name is literally Wolf. Like, why are they mutants? We need more spooky, ooky, magical stuff in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, exactly.
We just do.
And again, it's like, how do you know you're They just assume they're mutants. I mean, we talked about this last time.
I mean, they're literally changing under the full moon, and Silver can literally harm them. No, babes, that's not a mutant gene.
They literally didn't know their father. I mean, it's like, how do you know? How do you know? Unless you want to go...
you know what they say about assuming. It makes an ass out of you and me, and boy, were they asses in this one.
I don't know. I don't know about you and me, but at the end of this story, left Eduardo a little flat.
Flat as Hammerhead's head.
Oh, he's twitching on the ground like Kingpin's chins.
Some say he's still bleeding out in that tree.
Some people say he's still bleeding out at the World's Fair.
Well, all right, give the kids their homework. We have another show to do.
Okay, while I'm pulling up the schedule, I did see something today. I don't know if this is like a last minute addition, but did you see, I guess, Mary Jane as Jackpot's getting a one-shot during the upcoming gang war?
Of course. I wouldn't have expected anything less.
I mean, I mean, Mary Jane must be selling because remember they did a Black Cat Mary Jane during.
Yes, I told you that's what they needed to do. They listened to us. They saw that it was profitable, but I didn't want it like this, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, this is not exactly what I had in mind.
Yeah,
Jackpot's a clown. Like, come on, that character was a clown.
And again, you want to make her a superhero, fine, but how about we do it while they're married? Thank you. Yeah,
it's like rubbing salt in the wound a little bit. It's like you didn't listen all the way through the conversation, did you? Because, like, listen, it's a reason why, like, Sue and Franklin are iconic. They're a superhero power couple. It's why they wanted to put Storm and T'Challa together. Like, it's a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Exactly.
I think they claimed they never had anything for her to do. Well, now you do.
Exactly. And her struggling how to be one and how to balance life. And it's kind of crazy that they chose to do it right now. They're just trying to distract us from stuff, but it only makes it kind of more obvious. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So, but I'm glad for Mary Jane. I'm still going to support it, but like, execution, not the best.
But does that mean more Paul? Ugh.
When is Paul going to die?
Please.
Well, I think that's probably why, so she can have her Uncle Ben moment, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Paul's got to die, clearly.
Yeah, turn your head so someone can shoot. Oh, I mean, that movie.
Like whoever her arch villain is going to kill Paul. I'm just calling it now. That's classic.
I mean,
so she can bond with that over Peter, and that's how they get back together.
I mean, one of these last Amazing Spider-Man issues, when evil Peter's telling Paul, he's like, "You should have stayed in your own dimension." I'm like, yes.
I mean, he's not wrong. Is that him being evil? Or is that him? I think people mistake being real for being evil sometimes. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Sometimes people can't handle the truth.
I don't know if those sins turned him evil or just like
he's fed up. Listen.
Made him deaf to his floating heads of guilt.
Which is always Peter's downfall. We know this, but I'm saying points were made.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all. Points were made. I hate when people think somebody's being evil and then you're like, no, Magneto was right.
I mean, show me anything in the last decade or two where Magneto's been proven wrong.
Exactly.
All right. Paul must die. All right, kids. So next time, like I said, next time will be our 250th episode of Lilith Hellfire.
Woo! That's a big number. That is a huge number.
That's right. And those crazy Australian men helped you get here.
Exactly. I much appreciate the Bad Babysitters Club. Nothing but love to them.
So, yes, next time will be the 250th episode as we'll discuss all things Norman Osborn and review some of his first appearances from Amazing Spider-Man 14, Amazing Spider-Man 39 and 40, and Untold...
Back to the beginning.
And Untold Tales of Spider-Man 25, which, the story takes place during that era, but it was written in the 90s. And again, we could just randomly talk some Norman Osborn.
Yeah, let's fan cast Norman Osborn.
Back when he was evil and...
Listen, I love Willem Dafoe, but I just think the scripts they've given him were just like he literally that's who could be the next Joker for DC. Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
If they're not gonna actually give Mark Hamill the live action role, just give it to Willem Dafoe.
Oh,
because Aquaman's not gonna be canon anymore, which I thought he did a great job. I loved him in Aquaman. Not gonna see the second Aquaman, unfortunately. I'm not gonna support it, but
they did reveal that none of those actors from Justice League are gonna be reprising their roles.
It's like y'all blew your load on Flash, so like I don't trust your decisions. Well, I mean, the whole cinematic universe has been in shambles, and much luck to James Gunn, but
you know what?
I don't see it getting any better. They've got a reputation.
Can I confess a dirty little secret? I tried to watch the Flash movie again the other weekend.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know, but you know what? You know who?
A viewer left. Thanks, Phil.
I saw that.
They're like, oh, this man's clearly mentally ill.
You didn't say. Well, if you guys haven't figured that out yet, but no, you know who they really effed over is Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton should have got his own movie. They should have done his Batman.
And Sarah, I thought she was great.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. I mean, you could have given Michael Keaton like his own Logan style movie.
Yeah.
But no,
they like I said, they blew their load. It was so it's so unfortunate.
Exactly.
And then they gave us 2 Flashes. 2 Ezra.
Two Ezra Millers.
Read the room.
Freaking Flash. 2 Ezra Millers.
Yeah. It's just, ooh.
Oh, God. All right.
That era's almost at an end, so, you know.
Yeah.
I look forward to Superman Legacy and all that stuff to see what they do, because they're starting with Superman, as they should.
Exactly.
That's not killing someone, or it's dark and gritty. It doesn't look dark and gritty anyway. So.
Watch that name. That's right. All right.
Very happy.
That's right. So next week, Norman Osborn. And then in 2 weeks, you'll get your Scarlet Spider episode. Scarlet Spider 7 through 9. Which will already be November. And then your 2 Hobgobble episodes. Which, again, it's all Macandale again this year. So
As it should be.
here on this show, we'll cover Spectacular Spider-Man 161 through 163, featuring not only a demon-possessed Jason Macandale, but Carrion.
Yeah, way to sell it.
On the day Joe Robertson gets out of prison. It's all coming together. And then the other episode will be Spider-Man, Adjectiveless Spider-Man, 46 through 49. No demon, all pure Macandale.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
And then, like I said, in November, you'll get 2 Scarlet Spider episodes, and then we'll wrap up that November with Minimum Carnage. Get a kid?
That's funny. I don't care who you are.
That's funny right there. All right, kids. So, yeah, send us your thoughts on all of that. Email us. And just spoilers for December. Dazzler. All right, so send us your thoughts.
And no, Taylor Swift should not play Dazzler.
Oh, my.
I'm kidding. They can do what they want.
I was going to say, I think Travis Kelce's jersey sales would disagree with you.
Comic book fans are a little bit different.
Well,
she's already on thin ice with her fans comparing her to Beyonce. I don't think she needs like Marvel nerds being mean to her.
Well, agree to disagree, but players gonna hate. All right, kids, so send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, and, of course, the Patreon. Anything goes on the Patreon, completely uncensored. I might get a sober Lilith Hellfire. I might get a drunken Lilith Hellfire. You never know.
No, they know. The patrons know.
Oh, they know.
People that are subscribed to the Patreon, they don't know.
A drunk or a relaxed Lilith Hellfire.
Look, I'm just going to say this. Shakira is Dazzler, and I'm going to leave it alone.
Oh, my.
I'm just putting that, since I manifested a couple of things lately, I'm just going to manifest that for myself. Thank you.
Oh, my. What if they completely go in a different direction and make it Carrie Underwood?
You know what? That's baby girl right there. Like, people don't appreciate Carrie Underwood as much as they should. I like Carrie Underwood.
All right, so find everything. No, not that. At tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right, everyone's favorite.
Oh, wait, hold on. Just one more thought. If they want to go the washed up road, get Fergie.
Oh.
I'm not saying she's washed up, but she ain't had a hit in decades. So I'm just saying, like, that's relatable for her.
Or if you want to do zombie Dazzler, get Madonna.
No, let's leave it. Dick Tracy, anyone?
We're gonna get to that dick someday. Quote Lilith Hellfire. All right, so yeah, tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. Everyone's favorite internet granny. Where can people find you?
You better be a Meta Loving Girl, because you can friend me on Facebook. You can find me on Threads or Instagram at Your Favorite Internet Granny. That's GRANNIE. I'm not on Twitter. Like, my account's still there, but I have not touched that in a while. And I don't plan on it unless Elon sells it again. So that's just that, kids.
You're not gonna touch that.
Either do the 6 or do the 9. I can't believe he made me a Zuckerberg lover. Like, that's the most tragic thing about Elon destroying Twitter. I have to back the Zuck. Like, it just sucks, man.
Hey, Elon, Lilith Hellfire has a message for you.
Your mother's a whore! No, we'll leave his mom out, but his dad can definitely suck it. Anyway, if you know, you know. Our whole family can suck it. It's all rape and murder, I'll tell you that.
TIX.
X&D did not give it to anyone.
Oh, nice.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
Everyone's muffin's getting buttered on X.
Yeah. Not in a good way.
And you can watch it. So, like, all right.
Bye, Felicia. Black Cat's like, I didn't do anything.
Not this time. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us again. Come back next time for your big 250th episode of Ultimate Spider Cast, starring everyone's favorite white man with cornrows, Norman Osborn. But until then, swing on back.
Thwip it. Thwip it good.
Boy, that was a hairy ending, wasn't it?
Osborns are white passing. There, I said it.